Hello, everybody. We are here with another Speed Gaming race on Speed Gaming 4. We are here to do a AAD, which stands for Almost All Dungeons, meaning it is a all dungeons Keysanity except for two big things. AGA 1 could be not required, and Pedestal is. Pedestal will always have the big key, GT big key on it in this mode. I am near Lightshined, and I am joined by Mr. Ed. 3. How are you today, Ed?
I am doing fantastic. I thought we went over this before. I was near Ed and you're Mr. Lightshine.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, no,
we were doing that because our opponents switched names on us for their characters.
that makes sense. I like that. Yeah, no, we got ourselves a good race, as you mentioned. We do have almost all dungeons key sanity between Smirk JD and Amaranth, two very good runners in the community, who will show us the fact that even though it's almost all dungeons, it's surely going to just be all dungeons, because there will be a trolley big key more than likely on Lumberjack. You heard it here first. That is my prediction of the day. You could take it to the bank, and that's all I got to say about that.
I also wonder if it will be a ped seed, huh?
Oh, gee, I wonder. Yeah, in this mode, the one thing that is always going to be interesting is if there is going to be something in GT that is going to be required to finish a pendant dungeon for a hard required double dip. As we are underway, and we get a whopping 5 rupees from Link's house. Amrith doing a map check, not realizing that, we don't have the maps yet, so no information.
I think that was more of a reflex.
More than likely, yep. Taking similar routes, we're gonna check out the tier 1 tree pull here by throwing a sign at a blue guard, who's too dumb to move out of the way. Just getting single rupees for our effort.
It's the best. In my opinion, it's one of the best ways to start, depending on what you find in Uncle's house. And there's the flippers.
Oh wow! Talk about a find right there.
Yeah, you are never gonna. We need those to be able to beat Swamp. And Uncle has literature. I didn't know Uncle knew how to read.
Well, when he's passed out there, he has to occupy time one way or another.
True. We could have a seed like the last time where we didn't talk to Uncle for like over an hour, and there was the glove in Sanctuary. We're gonna get a good look at Hobo and stuff here, I think, early.
Yep, right off the rip. Oh, we got a small key on Lake Hiley Island, so to determine if that's going to be absolutely necessary. It could be something like a Swamp Small, which is needed. It could be something like a Misery Mire key, which is not needed.
Could be needed, but I'm betting it's going to be something useless. Something there is an abundance of that everywhere. And Hobo holds...
Oh my goodness.
Okay. And 300 rupees in the mushroom, or the drop-down spot.
Yeah, that's good to have early money, so then we can actually go ahead and finish all of CAC with no issues. We'd be able to buy bombs and leave no check untouched, with the exception of potentially the library and Magic Bat, but Magic Bat doesn't have anything.
Also,
what was that? Small key?
Small key of pod 2 in the mushroom spot.
1 of 6. Yep. As we get a thing from Smirk side saying rigged.
Turtle Rock and Turtle Rock small keys in Waterfall. I forgot about that rock being a 50-50 there.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good knowledge there on Amaranth's side there.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
that is one of the 50-50s, right?
Yes.
Okay, and a piece of heart on Zora. Or on Zora Ledge.
Yeah, and I think what Amaranth is trying to do is she's trying to get just one more bomb, so then she doesn't have to kind of isolate one check or another, just in case if there's no bombs in either blind cell or blind hideout or in the CAC well. If there's no bombs, I think the best thing to do is actually just go ahead and buy him so then you don't kind of take the risk. So we'll see if we'll see if we do or do not get punished here. There's always bombs in here, anyways.
Except when there isn't. There's 10
Yeah.
arrows, 20 rubies, the cape,
Ew.
and a piece of heart. And bush crabs have 4 bomb drops.
Oh, if Amaranth only knew.
Yep, and Blind's hideout is 20 arrows. And Lumberjack is not required.
Oh, not needed at least for that item, but it could still be for Dark World access. By the way, we did get a raid from Radical Sniper 99. Thank you so much for raiding us. We have our Speed Gaming Daily today, almost all dungeons.
Oh,
Keysanity.
Ambrose just bought 3 bombs off the bottle vendor.
Oh, there you go. Well, money well spent right there. But yeah, this is for anybody that does not know, League Season 6 will have this mode as one of the weeks that we're gonna have. So if you enjoy seeing it now when League starts in, I don't know, a little less than a month, we'll be having this.
Yep, which this is, those who do not know, coming in just now, this is all almost all dungeons. AGA 1 is not necessarily required, and GT Big Key is on the pedestal. Otherwise, it is all dungeons. We know that Lumberjack Cave has only a heart container, so... And the funny thing is that Aga Tower could hold our Moon Pearl and our hammer.
Oh, that's spicy.
Yeah, Aga Tower could be holding our 2 progression items.
Yeah, with that cape, we actually already have access to the first chest, even though we don't really have a feasible weapon. All we got right now are just bombs. But yeah, it's something. So
yeah, and Amaranth not taking a risk of there not being any more bombs. And there's a small key too. There's our 3rd small pod key. Wait, no, that's our 2nd. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's our 2nd.
I'm thinking of Turtle Rock if that was a Turtle Rock key.
Yeah, 2 pod smalls, and Smirk got 2 Turtle Rock smalls from Waterfall Fairy. Yep.
And that was a shield. We are not going to be getting the Riot Shield today.
Now, I always take a look at library just to see if we're going to be getting boots anytime soon. And when I see that there's something that's not necessary, I kind of cringe. I'm like, and I don't think we're getting boots literally anytime soon. So, I would not be surprised if this is going to be a walking seat for a while.
True. Also, something else for chat to know: pendant dungeons could have items required to beat them locked in GT. Just for something to point out to newcomers into chat.
One thing to note here is Smirk delaying just a little bit going into CAC, getting that flute. Is going to have a little bit of advantage over Amaranth here, where he doesn't have to come back, where Amaranth does. He's going to have to activate that flute. So, hopefully for Amaranth's side, she has full Dark World access. So, if you ended up having to go to that way anyways, you just activate the flute and you'd be all set, good to go. But it might be a little bit of an advantage there for Smirk, especially being able to flute around. Any little time savings, especially in this mode, definitely adds up.
Yeah. Also, the back of escape, I think, Amaranth is setting up Houlihan.
Nicely done.
I don't understand how it works getting into Houlihan. I just know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know fully how it works either. I just kind of know it's basically like a camera manipulation. So if you end up bombing yourself into that particular case, you have the camera that just doesn't kind of know where you are, so it just puts you into a safe room. Hence the Houlihan. To my knowledge, and I think there might actually be more. I think there's 4 ways you can actually get into that Houlihan room. There might be more for all I know.
I know of 3 of them. Man, there's Bombos in the dam.
Good find. Can't use it yet unless we get a sword.
Yep.
But here's that advantage Smirk had. Instead of doing multiple save and quits and coming down to walking down to the dam, was just able to go to the race game, flute to 7, and be able to access the dam here.
Yep, and
Hammer.
the outs. And that's a big key.
Big key to Swamp House. Show me the goods.
Nope, Easter.
Turtle Rock, way off. Ooh, we
Okay.
get some early signs for Turtle Rock. This is interesting.
Yeah, we can't even do anything for Turtle Rock, yet we're finding lots of keys. Amarith being nice to the fish there. Amarith is also going to find out about the 4 bomb drops from the crab here. I'm sure she's not exactly thrilled about seeing that.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't be either. Spark just being a little bit more thorough as far as getting as much information as possible, getting knowledge on bush crabs, getting the flute. And again, like I said, all these things just add up.
Yep. And Amarith is doing a little bit worse on health. There's half magic. There's our 3rd shield. A compass to Ganon's tower. A piece of heart. And 20 rubies. Well, Amarith is going to have Zora money. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, that hula hand definitely paid off. And this is something that's going to work out in her advantage here. Oof! Oh, that was close there. That crab's going to do 2 hearts of damage on green male. Yeah, it's definitely going to be if there is something on Zora, Smirk is probably not going to be going to it for quite a while unless he happens to sneak like a 300 rupee anytime soon.
There's the Moon Pearl. We're a hammer away from AGA 1 not being required. Doesn't mean the tower won't be required, but it is a good thing neither of our runners skipped Ice Rod Cave today. There's our first map.
Like this play from Smart, going to use this book and see if this book actually does lead to anything here.
Yep, right now he can only get 1 check in here. You think he'll get the map on the desert ledge or skip it?
I would most definitely skip it. I mean, we know that we're going to be doing all the dungeons, and at that point, it's a higher probability of that map being absolutely useless in literally every way. As far as to know what your crystal or pendant is, so I would be ignoring it. Ether, that's interesting.
Yep, and he's going to go ahead and check the torch. I don't blame him here. Could have something important on it, and it is blue mail. We are not likely going to be grabbing that today.
Yeah, that's a convenience item right there. That I mean, there is a chance that we might be getting that. It would have to be kind of later in the game by the time we finish desert. If you end up checking the big chest and you have the boots, you might get it. But yeah, it's not something to which you go out of your way, especially these runners who, again, very, very high quality, very, very amazing people too as well. They probably won't go out of their way to say, "Oh my God, I gotta get that blue tunic."
Yep, yeah, definitely not. If I don't even think if Amarith went in there later and was still looking for items, I don't think she would grab it either.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And Agina's Cave is 20 rubies. Our runners are running out of checks. Turtle Rock. We already know these keys. I don't know why I'm reciting them.
Just in case anybody didn't know, it'd be like a nice little surprise.
True. Oh my gosh, a shock. They're both Turtle Rock. Okay, so we're going to get a look at King Zora. We already knew it was a piece of heart on Zora Ledge. there are certain checks we can still do, but we're running out of checks pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very big turning point here for Smirk here to see if King Zora does have anything.
And
There's
nope,
no.
it's
So that is
scam
not the
fix.
answer.
So we have Spectacle Rock and Hyrule Castle and Eastern area left. And
Yeah, as far as logic is concerned, yeah, inside Spectacle Rock Cave is one thing. Saha's Hut, 3 checks in Eastern, and
there's
as
more
of
checks. There's more
well,
checks.
in logic.
Yeah, because
Remember, yeah, we don't have a lamp, we don't have a big key, so the vanilla big key chest in Eastern is not in logic as of right now. Now, if they end up going into there, would they do it? More than likely.
Yeah. I'm
but,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off about that.
No, that's fine. Oh, that's trolly.
Yeah, you do not abandon a shovel at this point. As much as you want to, you don't know if that holds your hammer, a sword, a bow, something.
I got one question for you, though, Nira. I got one question. Can you dig it?
Yes. I would say the rest of that, but I don't know if it's appropriate on this channel. It's like I've listened to it for years, but as a kid, but I don't know if it's appropriate still.
Chat, I'm being told that I'm a bad man in chat. Yeah, you know what? I am a bad man.
Both our runners, though, had to use a lot of bombs to get past the mini Moldorms. They were especially trolly this today.
Yeah, and to my surprise, outside of Bottle Merchant, there hasn't been any 3 bomb packs. I mean, granted, the bush crabs are. Oh, that's a nice hook shot. Well, guess where we're going? Back to the mountain.
Yep, that's painful. Going up the mountain to get your shovel, to leave the mountain to get your hook shot, to go back up the mountain. I'm sure our runners don't dig it.
Well, I'm sure chat digs it, and I know I do.
I do too, but I'm sure Smirk and Amarith especially won't once she finds it.
Smart move using the cape there on Smirk's side there, just to make sure that we don't take any unnecessary damage. It'll be interesting to see if Smirk actually decides to go to the Paradox lower here and actually go to the shop. Only got 2 bombs. No, we're gonna go take our chances. The one issue that we have is we cannot. Oh, never mind. We're all set. Without that bow, we wouldn't be able to hit the crystal switch without wasting one more bomb, and then we couldn't bomb jump to shortcut to Paradox top. But that bow kind of alleviates that problem right there.
Yeah. Also, Amarith just did a Hina's Cave, and we got the big key to Skullwoods, a single arrow, 20 rubies, 3 more bombs, and a small key to Turtle Rock.
Okay, game is trying to tell us something about Turtle Rock.
Don't we only need 3 to be able to get the laser bridge?
Technically, you only need 2 to get the laser bridge. If you rob the Poke Key, you need 3. 3 gets you the ability to beat Trinex if you skip Lava Chest, and then all 4 gets you every check.
Okay. And Floating Island is 10 arrows. I hate asking that question, but I like the Turtle Rock key logic is the only thing I still don't get.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is basically it's the front 3 are locked behind no small keys. The Chain Chomp is locked behind 1. Lava Chest is locked behind 4.
And that's
big key chest and or big chest and crystal roller locked behind 2. Lava Chest is locked behind 3.
Okay, we are going to the castle.
Now, speaking of logic, so Smirk is going to go ahead and do this. Of all the checks that Smirk has here in Hyrule Castle, now we have 3 in the front of Escape here and Dark Cross. But the only chest here that it actually is in logic is going to be the first one that Smirk checks here. And then also that what is in logic as well is the first chest of Castle Tower with that cape. But again, we're here, we have the arrows, we're going to go ahead and just get everything that we can out of here because we don't pay attention to logic.
Yeah, logic? What is that?
Amarith, by the way, is going ahead and going to give us an attempt to rescue the old man in the dark with no sword, using a hookshot as a guide. Not the easiest thing to do.
No, this is really not easy to do without a sword in general. And Smirk going to kill that green guard. And we're going to look at what the blue guard's chest. That's magic powder.
Yeah, okay, we're never going to look at that. That's just terrible in every way. Amarith down to 1 heart here, by the way.
Yep, magic bat never holds anything unless you don't check it.
Actually, I think Amarith is good. I think all she has to do is go bottom left. There you go. Nicely done. Now just survive. You have the cape. There you go. Look at this. Hey, we finally got more bombs.
Yep. And Zelda Cell is 300 rubies today. Smirk gonna do a death warp here. Green guards do half a heart of damage no matter what armor you wear. Amarith is also going to be getting her big key to Skullwoods and her bow here in a minute. While Smirk is going into the castle tower. Is this logical?
Yes, it is. With the cape, the first chest here is in logic, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I thought, but just wanted to be sure. Oh yeah, the pod map too was in there. And stun prize is 5 rubies, and it's a piece of heart in the first check.
Question in chat, did Smirk check the Eastern Palace area? As a matter of fact, neither of the runners have checked the Eastern Palace area, nor have we checked the Saha.
Nope, but we are about to. Because our runners are running out of places to look.
Now, as far as logic is concerned, this is the last thing that we got between both the runners. As far as logic is concerned.
Logic? What is that?
Yeah, they say it's a guide, but, you know, you never know. Again, Rando being Rando, anything could happen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as silly as it sounds, it could be just a lamp right here in Saha.
Yep.
Of course, Skullwoods is always a pendant, too.
Yep, and it's the green pendant today. And this is the big key to Desert.
Oh boy.
20 rubies and our...
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'm sure Smirk's grumbling and growling about that a little bit.
I know one particular person in chat who's saying just rush the eastern area, so if you hear this, show yourself.
Who would be saying it?
Oh, good person by the name of Shinmaru.
Oh, yeah. Logic is for new people to get their feet wet. Professor Pixie's not wrong. Okay, time to see if the big key to desert led to anything, or if it's just a red herring. And Eastern was the actual play. Or first couple of checks of Hera are. And that's the big key, Meyer. Oh.
You know, it's nice to have, but you know what? We were gonna make that check anyways. We got the mirrors, so we don't have to do a save and quit. So now we know that we have to go to either Eastern or Hera. But again, yeah, we're down to 5 checks logically.
Yep.
One of the big things for new runners who try to take on an all dungeons mode is, and it really kind of goes for any mode, is you try as best as you can to mitigate double dips of dungeons if you don't have to. So Eastern is a little bit slower in my opinion than it is to do the first 2 checks here in Hera, which could easily have the progression that we need. But again, they're doing, I hate to say it this way, they're doing a good job of last locating whatever that last piece of progression is.
Oh, yeah.
Something I'm proud of. I take notes in that.
And we're going to get a look at the Ether tablet here, see what's on it. It is... what?
That's just a compass.
Okay. I've never seen that one before, so... And Amarith getting the Misery Mire big key there. That's just 5 rubies. Ew. And we have a small key to pod. Okay, well that's pod key number 3.
Oh, this is interesting. I kind of like this play from Smirk. No, you gotta back into it. Smirk is actually setting up a Hera pot here. And what he's doing is he's literally only able to do 1 last check here. We do not have anything to be able to beat Moldorm here. But might be able to sneak out something here.
Yeah, definitely. And this check that's a
what?
Logic land.
What?
That means Eastern's gotta have our Hera big key.
No, Eastern doesn't even need to have the Hera big key. That's the funny thing. It could literally just be a hammer or a glove at this point.
Sure.
And the reason why is the Hera big key could most definitely still be in the Dark World, and that lamp comes later in the logic chain. But wow.
Very true.
Now, if Smirk wants to be the ultimate memer, what I would do is I would go to Upgrade Fairy, stock up on some arrows, and beat Landmo for literally the fun of it.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, he's got the lantern dirt. Amarith is going to get her lantern in just a moment here.
And when it's all said and done, once Amarith goes ahead and makes this check here, basically they're going to be at the same exact footing, with the exception that Amarith has done Zora, and Smirk has done the front of Escape. Now they gotta start making a decision. I know Shinru and chat's watching, just saying go to Eastern. So Smirk is going ahead and doing this, and if this does by any chance have our progression, then he can most definitely isolate the fact that Herabiki is in Eastern. If not, then obviously Eastern is going to be our play at this point.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, so, yeah, it doesn't... Now, could the Herabiki still be in Eastern? Yeah. Could there still be something in Herabik chest? Absolutely. For his sake, I'm hoping not, only because this is just getting more and more brutal.
And where is Smirk going? Oh, he's doing Zora.
Yeah, he's gonna do Zora. Amarith is going to do what I was hoping to do. Gonna go beat Desert Pals with a bow and bombs.
Not an easy fight, but it's very doable, especially with these two skills levels.
Worth noting, this is a pendant. Now, again, in the logic chain, is this in logic? The answer is no. We do need the Desert Palace small key in order to actually have this be in logic. But you know what? We're here. We can just go ahead and do that. Hey, nice arrows there. So top up as much as we can here.
Yep. Smirk's gonna find a piece of heart on Zora here, though. Ew. Lame.
You gotta imagine getting close to 30 minutes in and not having Dark World access. I can't imagine either of these runners feeling too good about things right now.
And Smirk is going to Eastern. These two, though, yeah, they're not having a Dark World at this point. They've gone exactly where the logic dictates. You can't really blame them. Like, these two have done extremely well so far.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's some of the decisions that they made they didn't really work out.
Yep. And that's 50 rubies on land mole. And it was 3 bombs in the first check in Eastern.
So interesting thing to note on Amarith's side here. We do have obviously information that Desert is a pendant. We already know from Saha that Skullwoods is the green pendant. Fire Rod, literally, I think at this point almost has to not be in GT. I mean, it's hanging on by a thread. So there might not be a case where there's going to be anything in GT. Just looking ahead, I mean, there still could be a big key. There still could be an item, depending on what the last pendant is, but this could work out in a way where we're not looking for anything in order to beat a pendant dungeon, so we can get the GT big key.
There's the Titan Pits.
There they are. Just rush Eastern.
That's a very nice find. And Smirk, no big key. Everybody does that in Keysanity. It's just such a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, especially if you play a lot of modes that are like, say, like casual boots or open, where there's the dungeon items are not shuffled, so the big key, map, and compass are still in the vanilla dungeon. You kind of expect to run across the big key at that time, so you just, by muscle memory, you just go ahead and check that chest because you typically would have the big key. But here, because it's Keysanity, we do not know where the Eastern Palace big key is yet.
Could be right. Nope. I was going to say could be right here, but nope. Well, we will know in a bit here what Meyer is if we get a map check in the Dark World. There's Amarith finding her Titan's Mitts. Smirk is going back to Dark World.
Yeah, we're gonna do. We have the hook shot here, so we can do. We can do 6 checks here, and to be honest, I like this play. In particular for the fact that you know what, we're making a mountain climb, but if there's anything up here that makes doing the lower world, so like Village of Outcasts, pod area, anything along those lines. If anything makes it easier, where we do by any chance spike a fire rod or even a Thieves Town Big Key or even a hammer, it makes routing a little bit more efficient, and you're able to get a better understanding of where the seed is trying to tell you where it wants you to go.
Yeah.
Even chat said a sword. A sword would be monumental for these runners. I'm sure they're looking forward to it.
Yep, Amarith is going to find her Misery Mire map here. And Super Bunny holds a small key to GT. There's our first GT small and 3 bombs. We need at least 1 GT small to get up the tower. We need to, and the other we can get off of the enemy up top.
Also, too, depending on the efficiency of GT, you can actually make every check with just 2 small keys as well.
Yep, and 50 rubies, 5 rubies, or I was gonna laugh if this was 5 rubies there. 20 rubies. There's a 5 ruby. I was right somewhere.
Single rupee? Single? Oh, 10 arrows. Shame.
And Dark Death Mountain was nothing. You can't really blame him, though, for going and checking this. He did not check what Turtle Rock was required for, though.
Yeah, I let that go mainly because we already have 2 medallions now. You know, maybe we possibly need Quake, sure, but you know, kind of taking a chance, saying, hey, you know what, more than likely I have it. Plus, we do have all the telltale signs that Turtle Rock might be coming sooner than later. But obviously, we still need quite a bit before we can even think about that possibility.
Yep, we're going to get a look at chess game on Smirk's side, though. Smirk, you have it chess game a heart and a piece of heart.
Side note here on Smirk's side, again, I think this has been around for like a little over a year now. Through the help of all of the people in the rando community and the MSUs that have been developed, our runners are able to use different customized tracks that are stream friendly. Smirk in this case is using Chrono Trigger, and the reason why I mention it is because this Dark World track is literally one of my favorites.
Also, there was the 4th pod small key in the brewery. Oh wait, no, that was in Skullwoods. Meyer had the there's our silvers.
Nice silvers.
The brewery had Meyer. I'm sorry, I got the locations mixed up. Also, we're going into Thieves Town. Amarith stole a key in Skullwoods, though. 20 rubies, the first check in Thieves. She stole the key, of course, though, so she could do all these back checks. There's the Hera Small.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
That's not something you want to see.
Yeah, even more interesting is the fact that even checking Hera Basement, even though both our runners have the lamp, it's actually still out of logic.
Yep, because you need the big key for that. And there's 3 bombs in the back of Skullwoods. And Thieves Town's 3rd check. So far, nothing in Thieves Town. That's the map to this dungeon, and it's a crystal dungeon. And that's a small key to Turtle Rock.
Okay, game. All 4. Wow, so we don't have to even worry about skipping lava chest today. I want the seed re-rolled.
Hey, we have a ped seed. Be happy with that.
I am. You know, you're not wrong there. I am happy about that. Amarith's going to go ahead and check out Bumper Ledge here with the cape.
That's
a big key.
There is still one big key out there that we may or may not need, and that is the swamp one. But it's better to have to check that, because we still need the Eastern Hera, most of the big keys still. The only big key we know for certain where it is the GT one. And that is Swamp. That's one of the ones we don't need to beat the dungeon. Might need it for something else though.
Yeah, you know, it's good to have, so that when you do go to Skull Woods, it's one less thing. Or I'm sorry, when you do go to Swamp House, it's one less thing you have to worry about. Because that particular chest can be trolly. Smirk with the ultimate meme here. Here we go. We're gonna check Magic Bat without the hammer with powder that's still technically not in logic. Magic Bat never has anything. Today, once again, proves my case that Magic Bat is absolutely useless. I have said my piece. Take it away, Nira.
I have nothing else to add to that. Also, we actually have most of the big keys in this game, but we just can't beat anything yet, still. We also still don't know what the third pendant is. It's probably TR. And that's the small key to thieves.
Well, that's actually that's another thing that's good to have, especially if we do get a hammer. Once we get the big key, then we're being in good shape there. Smirk gonna go ahead and check Mire area while Amarith is gonna give us a Graveyard Ledge check here.
Yep, and Graveyard Ledge is a map. It's probably Hyrule Castle. Nope, Eastern, and it's Ether to get into Mire. 99% sure that was Ether. 10 bombs in Mire Shed, and a map to Swamp. Did we check the dig game?
No.
That's what I thought. And 20 rubies. God, we're 40 minutes in and we still don't have a sword.
Swordless Seed confirmed.
Could all 4 swords be in GT? Or no, they can't be because you need at least one to get into Mire and Turtle Rock.
That is correct.
Yeah, stupid
and
question.
At this point, one or the other has to be a crystal.
Yeah.
More than likely both at this point.
That was a stupid question, sorry.
No stupid questions here at all.
Actually, that's actually a good question in case somebody in chat is new to that, too. Amarith, though, is going to have a much easier time. Or no, Smirk, I'm sorry. Smirk's going to have a much easier time with Land Mold than Amarith did. Smirk's got the silver arrows, which one-shots most bosses.
Yeah, for Smirk's sake, I'm going to really hope that... I mean, I do not fault him at all for this play, but I can only imagine Smirk. Probably not the most thrilled as of right now. This is his 3rd dip into Desert Palace. And then if we do get the small key to Desert Palace and it has progression, it would require a quadruple dip at this point for him.
Wait, I've only seen him do 2 at this point.
Yeah, he went in there the first time to check the lobby chest. Then he went back in there just to check the big chest. He's back in here to do the boss. And then we still don't have the small key, so we could end up going back into this dungeon for a 4th time.
Also, Amarith just got the first bottle.
Looked like it was blue goo too, as a matter of fact.
Nope, green.
Oh, green. Well, something.
Better than nothing, that's for sure. Nothing's worse than getting an empty bottle in a randomizer. What is Amarith doing?
Amarith, yeah, where are you going, Amarith?
Oh, is she checking the Hylia Island small key?
Oh, yes.
That's not a bad play. What if that's the Swamp small? It's the GT small. You can't blame her for checking that, though, because what if that was the swamp small?
Yeah, that would have most definitely been interesting there.
The swamp big key was in an out-of-place location anyway. Smurf JD, though, is going to go ahead and steal the key back here. Find out there is nothing in the front. And Amherst is going into pod.
Alright, chat, do we have anybody that believes in pod here?
Oh, pod's a pendant, it's got progression. you know that's true.
When in doubt, believe in pod.
Yeah, pod's always got progression if it's a pendant. But we haven't found a map for pod yet, so we don't know what it will be.
I thought you just said it was a pendant.
No, I said if pod's a pendant, it's got progression.
Oh, I think it is a pendant though. Yeah, because we do have the map.
Okay, so it is pendant. We know where all 3 pendants are. And we know what 1 crystal is. That's oh,
Good. A mushroom.
Well, our first fetch quest paid off. It had the hook shot. Smirk, I would just take a death ward.
No, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do these checks here, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a death later on.
I know, but like, what if you get hit by something while you're doing these checks? That's gonna hurt.
Nah, Smirk is gonna show how good he is. Never in doubt. Never doubt this man.
I'm cynical.
Now, if it was me, absolutely, you can criticize me all that you want, because, well, you know, there's a running joke in the community that I suck, and, you know, it probably is true.
Yeah, we all suck at this game. We just
Interesting. Castle Tower key in the vanilla big key chest in pod.
And there's a big okay.
Well, that puts that lamp in logic.
Yep. Still can't beat Hera because we can't hurt the boss, but yeah, can't beat the boss yet. And Smirk is going to go ahead and do the big key, get the big key to Swamp. Smirk, you need that cape.
Well, we have the boots.
Yep.
We can go fast now.
And a heart container. That just opened up 2 more checks. Told you Pendant Pod has progression.
Well, if nothing else, it has a convenience for, you know, to go fast.
Yeah, but fetch quests have already helped us once.
Hey, Amberth wants to get that blue mail from Desert Torch. She can go right ahead and get it.
We know that, like, since both runners beat Desert, neither are going back in for that. If they get anything, it'll be the items on the right side.
Now, interestingly enough, through back channels, this Dark U was not in Logic, but with that Hair Big Key that happened to be in Pod, now this all of a sudden becomes in Logic, which doesn't have anything for us.
Yeah, and we don't got the Pod Big Key either, so we can't do Dark Maze.
Yeah, now this is a really interesting decision by Amaranth here. So we know that this is a pendant. Oh my god, that's a nice rod. Oh my god. But we are, yeah, so we're definitely, so the one thing to note here, again, very minor, but we can 100% tell for the fact that all 6 pod small keys are actually going to be outside of GT. Because that ice rod is locked behind 6 pod smalls, and we already going to know that Turtle Rock is a crystal because we know all of our pendant information. So that castle tower key also is kind of interesting, but it does not stop the fact that the pod big key could still be in GT.
Yep. Yeah, piece apart. And we know the big key can't be in here, right? Can't be in there.
Big key could be in here. Oh my! What in the world?
Wow!
So what great finds!
Maria, and a hammer, and maybe a medallion from being able to complete Turtle Rock at this point.
No, we're missing. Remember, we're missing one key thing too.
Oh yeah, the sword.
We need a sword in order to use that medallion.
Yep, that was a very good. Though the thing is that fire rod's out of logic.
Yeah, they're out of logic, but the one big thing that none of our runners have done is go ahead and check Hype Cave, which could literally have everything that we need at this point.
Yep. Though both of our runners would have to take the long way across to it because neither of our runners have the hammer. There's like 5 different ways to it, but you need the hammer for 4 of them.
It'd be interesting if Amaranth remembers that she did get a bottle. She has the mirror. We do have Sickit as an option.
I think, yep, she's going.
There you go. Very, very nicely done. That check right there can sometimes, I don't want to say sneak behind a runner, but especially if you don't think about the fact that you have a mirror and you just got that bottle. Now, of course, I say something and didn't have anything, but heads up play on her end, just knowing the fact that, we don't have to make a special trip to Kakariko Village just to check that. So good on her end for noticing that.
Yep, and I think this is where the silver arrows were. Yep. I know she's skilled enough to do silverless Ganon, but I'm sure she's always glad to see those.
I don't think I've ever come across a runner that goes and says, "Oh, silvers. Oh, darn. I really wish I don't have them."
Especially on Vitreous if you're on Fighter Sword.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll do Vitreous a billion times over on Master Sword than over Fighter.
And now just looking ahead on Smirk's side here, Smirk is going to have the same, in this case for Amaranth's side, she ended up checking everything. So, if she ended up getting the big key, we need at least, we need one more small key in order to beat this dungeon. But there might be something going through Smirk's mind saying, you know what, I'm going to save a pod small, which means he would either miss out on a castle tower key, yet see, he's avoiding the vanilla big key chest here. So the castle, if he's not going to check that chest and doesn't get the castle tower key, I think that's a much better turnout than it is to not get that ice rod that's in Harmless Hellway.
Yeah, also, Amaranth is going to the dig game. We're finally going to get a look at it. Dig game holds for us nothing so far. It holds a map. And it's the Ice Palace one. That's the first thing we found for Ice Palace. Oh, is Amaranth doing? Yeah, she hasn't done the sniff chain yet. They're looking for the hammer among other things. Hammer could be in the first check in Swamp.
Yes, it could. And with Amaranth's route here, is going to end up having this be a little bit more efficient. The one big thing Smirk did was believed in the fact that Magic Bat was actually going to have anything important. So once he used the mirror to bypass the hammer requirement, he didn't do, dig game, didn't make his way to Swamp House, didn't get a chance to check Bombo's tablet if that was something that was going to cross his mind. And then obviously Hype Cave just wasn't in existence there.
Yep. Also, Smirk is going to go grab his Ice Rod and his Fire Rod here.
And seeing that this is Smirk's end route, I would not be surprised to see if he save scums the last key or the last key here.
And that's a small key. And it is...
Oh boy.
That... You can't go very far in the swamp, but that's the first 2 checks right there.
Oh, I hope this bomb blows up in time for you, Smirk. It does. Nice.
I think he was going to check that for a second, and he's like, oh, wait. And that's another small key, and it's to Desert.
Oh, no. Oh, no. My God.
This is the kind of trolley seed I like. Get done with a dungeon. Wait, what do you mean I just got another key back to it?
Question in chat here, is Specky Clip allowed?
No.
In this particular mode as of right now, no. I won't go any more into detail about that, but until anything actually becomes official, right now Specky Clip in this particular mode is just not allowed.
Yep. If a Specky Clip is allowed, we will say so at the beginning of the race too. And it'll generally say so on the race.
That's Mickey Eastern Palace.
That's an interesting find. That's very interesting. Amarith, though, is going to go check Johnny 2 bombs.
All right, what are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? How are you feeling about how good Johnny's going to be giving us stuff? I'm gonna rate it a good 7 today.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Let's find out. We got a piece of heart. That's not a good start for me. Small key. It's a GT, not needed. 10 arrows. Well, I give that about a 0.5.
I'd give that a negative 3.
Alright, so as far as checks that we actually have left, God, I hate to say it, but outside of this first check in the swamp here, oh boy, we have Hammer. Never mind, I was gonna say Hera Basement was looking better and better at the moment.
Yep. Merc took a gamble and it paid off there. With that, Swamp is fully completable. Except he doesn't got the Swamp small key yet. Which, that was in Cave 45, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's
Samaria.
Samaria. That's another item needed. Second check in Pot Swamp is a piece of heart. That cane is required. Are you going? Where are you going, Amarith? You're going back to 6. Are you going? Where are you going back in the desert, or are you going into Mire?
I don't think Amarith looked at Mire Shed yet, so at the very least, we're gonna look at that and yeah.
Sure.
And you were correct, by the way. It was Ether. Not that I ever doubted you or anything.
You doubted me. You're just...
I don't doubt you, ever. Ever.
Smirk, are you going to ice?
Ice Palace. This is a spicy play.
Yeah. I keep forgetting too that you need a sword to get into the medallion dungeons. I don't know why I keep suggesting dungeons that they need a sword to get into.
Well, it's very
However,
simple. It's very simple. At this point, you assume that one of our runners would have a sword.
yeah, we're nearly an hour in and we're still swordless. Amarith? Oh wait, you're going into desert. No, you're not.
No, no,
Yeah.
try doing that. But you know what? All right,
Now
this
she
is
is.
very interesting. Gonna go. Yes, there we go. All right, here we go. For Smirk's sake, is this going to be a required quadruple dip of deserts?
Oh, that's gonna be so painful if it is. If it's a big key in here or anything required, what was that on the Ice Palace? Piece of heart on right side. And it is not required.
Oh, Smirk, you have the potential to dodge it.
He might not, though. Oh, Smirk never went into swamp, so he can't do Icebreaker. Amarith, though, is going to find into that hammer in just about in a moment here. Going to go check the King's Tomb first. I do not blame her here.
And doing this Ice Palace bomb jump without a sword for the spin. Actually, that looks like a good lineup here. Nicely done.
Bravo.
I remember when that bomb jump was like the greatest hot new tech ever, and then much smarter people who are much better at the game than I am came up with better ways to make things easier here. So shout out to all of them and the entire Rando community. And speaking of shout outs, please give our runners a follow here. Smirk JD and Amarith, both fantastic runners and both putting on a great show here for you guys. Both suffering the consequences of what happens in an all dungeon seed, where it's progression sometimes is hard to find and multiple dungeons are needed. But two fantastic runners, even better individuals. There's our sword, and Smirk is not happy.
Yep.
For those sword slashes alone, go follow him.
Amarith, you have the powder. Why are you Why? Oh, she never grabbed the powder. That's right.
Yet Amarith has yet to do the front escape.
I was like, why are you draining her magic? I'm like, oh, you never did front.
Now, you know what the silly thing is that Smirk did? And again, I don't mean to harp on logic here, but that sword might have been something that's just required for you to be able to go into Turtle Rock and get like get like the Ice Palace big key to be able to finish this dungeon.
Yeah.
You know, now granted he has to go get Cane of Samaria from Swamp Hells.
Well, we also need Master Sword to get Eastern Big Key off of Bombos.
Yeah, this seed has nothing but jokes today. I love it.
Yep. Who rolled it?
Yeah, who did roll it? You know, anytime that there's a trolley seed, I always think it's Professor Render. Always.
And it could be Drosy. I think Renderer taught him.
Oh, no, it was my buddy, Homemade Beer. Oh, that dirty dog.
Oh, yep. And Amarith is going into ice. And one of our 5/6 is Meyer. I'm sure Amherst is going to be glad to see that sword, though, in about a minute here. Smirk, though, had to take the long way around to go check the icebreaker chest.
Especially and I was gonna say, even the beauty of the rando, with all the hot new tech that we have. On Smirk's side, we see what the Ice Palace bomb jump is all about. Amherst is going to show us, more than likely, what the icebreaker is all about.
Yep, icebreaker. Those who have never seen it before, is nowhere near as complicated as it looks. All you got to do is line up with that line up with the door just right, and lay well, I'm bad at explaining it. I can do it, I can't explain it. Just watch how Amarith does it. Easier to visualize if you have a sword. There you go. Makes you walk right through a wall like you're a ghost. And there was a bug net in Ice Palace. Though our runners are going to be able to complete an out of logic Ice Palace, though.
Yeah, we got half magic here, so we'll be able to top up a little bit of magic here. So 8 fire rod shots to the cold stare shell is gonna melt it, and then or bombos. Yeah, you know what? I even like this play better. You just use bombos. A little extra time with the animation, which is, not the biggest deal in the world, but gives you all the fire rod shots to be able to just take down all the puffs, especially if you group them all together here.
Yep. Spark doing a perfect lineup shot there. He's got green. Oh, perfect kill there.
Well done.
And cold stare drops for us. There's our 3rd medallion. We are not on a medallion hunt anymore. That also means that Turtle Rock is now completable.
Yep, 100% guaranteed completable. If it is for in fact Quake to get in, then we know that the Ice Palace Big Key cannot be in Turtle Rock.
I'm sure Amarith was really happy to find that sword, though. Looks like
absolutely.
Looks like Smirk is going to go do Skullwoods, though.
There might be one problem if Smirk goes to Skullwoods. I do not recall him picking up a small key, and he already burned the one.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I think he just realized that. Yep.
Yep. He stole. Both runners stole a Skullwoods small. So unless there's one under the bridge, it's not worth taking that gamble. Not unless it's a last location.
Right.
And we're getting hammer pegs. This will be their luck. This is where a Skullwoods small key is.
And if there is, I expect more slashes from Smirk.
I'm in agreement. And hammer pegs that's the map. And cold stare goes down on Amarith's side. I was a few seconds early into saying that, but who cares?
Nah, you're just anticipating the future. Very nice fight from her too.
Oh yeah, that was another one of those blink and you miss it fights. I do not blame either runner using bombos to break the shell, because for one, you're on fighter sword. You want to save as much magic as possible.
Well, absolutely.
And Amarith is going to 4.
This looks like a Swamp Palace play here.
Yep. I think that and Hera and Turtle Rock and Spike Cave are their only real plays that they can make much headway. Actually, no, there's a lot they can do. They can complete Mire, they can complete Turtle Rock, they can do Spike Cave, they can complete Swamp, like I said. Yeah, there's a lot left that they can do.
Now, silly question. We do know that the Meyer Big Key is in the Desert Palace Big Chest. Amaranth did pick that up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, no.
I'm not 100% certain, to be honest.
Burke did. Amaranth
Smirk
never did.
Yeah, Smirk did. Yeah, you're right. Ooh.
Maybe Amaranth forgot.
That is going to be extremely. Oh, that's going to be very unfortunate, because that could be something in which, especially considering that she did do the right side, may have marked down everything if she in fact did not pick it up.
Yep, I'm checking her stream really quick to make sure.
Yeah, I won't lie, I am too. From what I see, Amaranth has everything marked off on Desert.
Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like to me too. And that was
That was the pod big, I think I saw.
yeah,
By the way,
that was on her stream. We saw that.
Yeah, that. Well, you know what, guys, you might be getting a little quick information on our end here.
Yeah, I blame Ed on that one.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
We just won't specify where. They could have been.
Oh, I will. I will. You ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pod big.
That's cheating.
Cheating?
Desert Big Chest had the Misery Mire Big Key. Yeah, Com's got that foresight.
Yes, I speak in the future.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with us checking something on Amaranth's side.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, we just know where everything is all of a sudden.
Oh, Thieves Town Big Key.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, as of right now, what we need is. We need a Thieves Town Big Key, we need a sword, and as laughable as it sounds, we need a Skullwood Small Key.
Yep. We do know where the GT Big Key is because of this mode. For those still don't know, GT Big Key will, in almost all dungeons, will always be on the pedestal. There's our second sword. And there's our small key to Skull Woods.
There you go.
There's a map to Hyrule Castle. And left side swamp being useless today. I do not blame Amaranth one bit, though, for checking that. Not when you still are several items from Go mode and still needing something better than a fighter sword.
One thing to note here, too, even though Smirk doesn't have a Master Sword, Amaranth knows about that Eastern Palace Big Key. Smirk doesn't.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it does have. Never mind, it does have a Master Sword. I lied, because there's always a sword in the swamp.
Well, yeah.
Blink and I missed it.
That was right here.
Of course.
Just
Why
like,
wouldn't it have this? So I'm surprised there isn't a third glove in here.
I'm surprised there isn't another sword in here. Just give it a minute. Could be right here on Argus. And Argus goes down to a single silver arrow, and it drops the big key to Ice Power. Oh, that's just unbelievably funny. I'm sure Amarith is glad for that Master Sword, though.
Oh, absolutely. Question in chat as far as who is winning. Us in chat are winning. Us in commentaries are winning.
Yep.
I'm a winner because I get to share the booth here with Nero.
Ditto.
But also too, as far as I would give it the advantage. I would give the advantage here to Smirk, especially knowing the fact that he does have the Meyer Big Key that I believe Amarith might not be getting anytime soon.
No, I think Amarith had it.
I hope so.
I think I saw it on her thing. I'll go reload.
If she does, then we're great. Then she's still in definitely in good shape here.
Yeah, there's the big key to ice on her side. Both our runners though are she does have the Meyer big key.
Oh, thank God. All right. Crisis averted, everybody. Let's go.
Yeah, I just looked at her stream. She's got it. I couldn't make it out on her key tracker, but I could see that Meyer is green on her little map thing. So, and there's Amarith getting the big key to Eastern. Smirk getting that too, of course. This is gonna, I think at this point, this is gonna come down to execution. Both our runners are gonna basically follow the same route at this point.
Yeah, at this point we have completable dungeons. The only downside for Amarith does not have a 5th pod small, so she will not be able to finish this dungeon. Because Amarith went through and checked everything with all 4 pod keys. So she needs a 5th, 100%.
Yep. And she
just realized it. So yeah, that's
going back. She's going into Eastern. I don't blame.
I would not be surprised to find a pod key here in Eastern to, because they're close to each other. So key just got put into the light world. That's all.
Yep. Yeah, in that regard, Amarith, or I'd be giving the advantage right now to Smirk. Unless Eastern has a pod small, that's a big difference. Amarith accidentally throwing a bomb there. And Helmasaur goes down.
Hello, what do you got for us today, Lockpine 6 pod smalls?
3 bombs. Just leftovers from his exploding.
So this is going to work out really nice for Smirk. He's going to make, I'd anticipate him making a trip to Skullwoods at some point. Very soon. And once he does, he'll have all 3 pendants. So he'll go ahead and do Eastern Palace here, but once he gets all 3 pendants from the 3rd one from Skullwoods, pull pedestal for that GT Big Key. And then at that point, it's going to be more than likely do Meyer, hopefully be able to get a Meyer Big Key, or a Thieves Town Big Key. And basically at that point, we'd be in go mode.
Yep. Amarith has got to hope for another pod key off of Armos, though. Nope.
Oh, yeah, that's just You know, I do not blame Armorth at all for checking the chests, but it's just not. It's just based on the routing. It just unfortunately isn't going to work out. But there are 2 pod keys that are 100% going to be not in GT, which is the good thing because of the 6 pod key locked goodies that we got, the Fire Rod and Ice Rod. But those pod keys are floating around. I would not be surprised to find one here in Meyer, which is where she's heading to next.
Yep. I imagine after Meyer, it'll be probably Skull Woods. And if there's nothing in Skull Woods, then we're going to Turtle Rock. Because I don't think either of our runners are going into Ice Palace for one check if they can help it.
Preferably not.
I think they'll probably go to clear Turtle Rock before they do one check and so deep into Ice Palace.
Yeah, between Turtle Rock itself and Mimic Cave, you're excuse me, Mimic Cave, you're talking about 13 checks. So yeah, you're definitely gonna do that over an Ice Palace. But one thing that I've always learned about in Rando is if you think your progression is going to be in density, think again.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times it won't be. It'll be in the one. Oh, we also have Spike Cave we could do too.
Ugh.
Spike Cave always has progression when you don't want it to be in it.
Smirk doing the TR play. Oh no, actually Smirk is doing is this Spike Cave? Or is this Heron's Spike Cave?
I'd probably be doing Hera into Spike.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's avoiding Tower of Hera at this point, though, to be honest. And the only reason why I say that is if say the Thieves Town Big Key was in Meyer, this alleviates a mountain trip that Smirk is doing. But hey, you know what? Smirk is a fantastic runner. He may just think that the Thieves Town Big Key is just camping right here.
Yeah. You know, something we haven't talked about, the key could be in Hera basement.
Ugh.
What? It hasn't been trolly enough. Small key to pod.
Oh, there you go, there you go. So that's excellent for Amaranth right there. So she'll be able to beat pod.
I'm sure she's
kind of
happy about that.
Yeah, it kind of stinks that that she's gonna end up having to do. Oh, there's the other castle tower key. Kind of stinks that she's got to go back to Flute to 5 and go back to the pod area. That's going to be a little bit of a time loss, but you know, better late than never. There's Hyrule Castle. So that puts that magic powder into logic. Yay!
Yeah. That means we also have access to the second chest in Aga, don't we?
Yep. Logically we do, and at some point we're going to. Yeah, second chest in Aga Tower is going to be definitely something that our runners could check.
Oh, excuse me. And another heart container.
Oh, we are going to get the Hera basement play. Let's go.
You can't blame him. He is a Thieves Town Big Key away from go mode. There's our second bottle.
And a play like this, you know, I don't fault Smirk at all for doing it. I know a lot of runners in his position might be saying, hey, you know what? I'm one item from go mode. I have a fully clearable Mire. I have a fully clearable Turtle Rock, which has a lot of density. But a play like this, especially if it does have a Thieves Town Big Key, could be something that wins a race for making a decision like this.
We also don't know what the 5-6 crystals are.
Yeah, we got one half of the information. We know it's Mire.
Yep. Like Thievestown Big Key could be locked behind Pyramid Fairy. There's
Oh,
Temper.
you know, that's not a bad find at all, though.
No, that is significant. That makes Ganon significantly easier. You don't got to do sword spins the entire fight then.
Let's see if Smirk does a quick pause to get to the hook shot. Maybe we can find out. He does have a red crystal. So, all right. So along the way, we do have a second red crystal. So,
Maybe
Meyer being one, and whatever other one happens to be the other. There's a big key to Thieves Town. There it is.
Yep.
There it is on Vitreous.
Is that go mode for her?
That I believe is go mode for her.
Yeah, Amarith is the first one to go mode at 24, I'm just gonna say. Oh wait, no, we're not in go mode yet. Still need that GT big key.
We're in no mode at this point, so
yeah.
We'll be able to get that.
And Smith is going into the tower.
This is a meme play if I ever saw. I love it.
Hey, you know what? This is a daily race. Like, there's no consequences for doing it, so might as well.
Absolutely.
He doesn't know. Like, this is going to be like a couple of minute check. He doesn't. It's not going to hurt him to check this over like a 5-minute check in. Which, of course, he does not know that the Meyer play is the play.
Right. But this is as far as a race between our two restrained runners here. This is all going to be time that Amarith is not going to be having to invest in.
Yep, Amarith is going to be able to go straight into the back of pod now.
Yeah, now a save and quit here is interesting. That almost suggests the mountain. Yep.
Yep, he's going to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so now this becomes even more interesting. Now there's two things going on here. Smirk is going to be doing a full clear of Turtle Rock, in which when Amarith does this, Amarith is going to be having this as the last dungeon. But the one thing Smirk is going to be doing is doing all the checks along the way. The one thing that Amarith is going to probably have a massive disadvantage over Smirk is the fact that he's not going to be getting that sword from Hare Basement. Now, if there happens to be another sword in Turtle Rock, that might be something that Amarith does not get. So combat advantage would be significant advantage to Smirk.
True. We don't know what's on Trinex. Trinex could have another sword. We also don't know what's on Blind.
Yeah, just even thinking ahead in Amarith's case, when Amarith does decide to go to Thieves Town, I would at least do the 3 checks. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, you could go out of your way for the big chest, but getting a sword would be extremely beneficial. And seeing as counting blind, 3 of the checks are literally on its way. I do that most definitely, and then obviously the big key chest. Or the big chest itself. It's not that big of a time investment. Looking for a sword might be worthwhile.
Yep. Yeah, at least check the basement and blind cell. That's for sure. Both of them are not out of the way. Amarith, though, might not care. We already know that 3 bombs are on Helmasaur, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, Amarith, a very good runner. Doing a Master Sword would not be much of a problem, but again, it's just so much of the time that it would take to defeat Ganon. Obviously Tempered is a heck of a lot better.
Gold Sword, not enough of a damage difference to bother hunting for it. At least in my opinion.
Right.
Not enough enemies die in one hit to warrant hunting for it. compared to how many die tempered, I mean. And Amarith is going to Thieves Town. Looks like she's going to go ahead and do Thieves Town and then do Skull Woods, which is not a bad play.
No, I mean, yeah, she is in go mode or in no mode at this point. So
yeah,
yeah, it's going to go ahead. It worked out really nice. This ending really worked out very beneficial for her, where she's going to be able to do Thieves Town, do Skull Woods, get the GT Big Key, go mode, Turtle Rock, just clean up Hera, and then go on our way to GT.
Yep. That's always like the dream seed, being able to do Hera right before you go into GT. As everyone's goal is to have a seed where you can do Hera last. Those in chat who don't know why, it's because you can literally mirror outside of there's a Cane of Burna. You can literally mirror outside of Hera, or outside of GT, and go right into Hera. And that's a small key to GT. Oh, excuse me. So, where do you think the other sword is?
Oh, it's in GT every day.
Smirk's doing Mimic Cape, which is not a bad choice, of course, because he still needs the Thieves Town big. Chat saying sword's going to be in validation. There's the map to Turtle Rock, and that's a small key to Skull Woods. And Amarith is skipping the big chest in Thieves Town, which makes sense. You're in go mode, don't check stuff that is going to be out of the way.
Oh,
3 bombs. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
But yeah, 3 bombs in the Turtle Rock big chest. I think that was the map to Skull. Yeah, map of Skull Woods. It was in Turtle Rock Roller Room there. And there's our 3rd bottle, and it has a fairy in it. Smirk going, grabbing that full magic refill. I don't blame him there. And Amarith is going to Skull Woods to go get her 3rd pendant and get the GT Big Key off the pedestal. And Laser Bridge holds 20 rubies and a small key to Skull. Geez, this is where all the Skull Woods small are. There's our 5th pod small. And our first Ice Palace small.
Sometimes I absolutely love the logic of the seed. That small key that was on Laser Bridge now says that you can go get the Fire Rod and Pod, so then you can go ahead and beat Trinex.
Yeah.
God, I love Rando. I love Rando sometimes.
Oh, that's such a painful thing. Could you imagine if they hadn't done hammer jump
Oh
there?
My goodness, yeah.
They'd be like, they go back and there's Laser Bridge was locking Fire Rod. This meant that you didn't need Fire Rod to get the Laser Bridge by law.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's one of those very rare seeds, even Keysanity, where you didn't get back there. And Trinex is going down in just a moment. And there he goes. Trinex, what do you got for us? You have something eventually after you stop exploding for... There's our fourth board.
Oh, that is absolutely huge for Amaranth right there.
Yeah, that is going to be a huge weight off her shoulder. As good as she is, I'm sure she's going to be glad she her swords scraps on him. But, and there's our fourth bottle. That had blue goo in it too. Okay, I was about to wonder, did Smirk forfeit or something? Because he just sat there for a while. Maybe he was just looking at his map. Is he going to 6? Nope. Here we go, guys. Time for the ped pull. I wonder what item would be. Huh. Is it the GT Big Key? Dun 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 dun. I'm psychic.
However, did you know?
I don't know. It's not like we haven't been talking about it for a while.
So this is definitely a case in the seed where one decision ended up kind of flipping the race around. Amaranth was probably a little bit behind with Smirk, but Amaranth doing the play to go ahead and finish off Misery Meyer, getting the Thieves Town Big Key, putting her in no mode, and Smirk dodging it and kind of doing some other things, you know, whether it's memeing or just having a feeling or anything along those lines. Just end up being extra checks, extra mountain climbs that end up kind of hurting him, and kind of flip the script here for Amaranth to be in the lead here.
It's not much of a lead. This is going to be a very, very close race still. Like, this is easily still comebackable from, in my opinion.
It's still possible. The only big thing with Smirk is it depends how he decides to treat Meyer. Again, he still only needs one thing. There is most definitely a argument to go ahead and saying, you know, I only need one thing. I'm going to make the couple convenient checks that are on the way to Vitreous, and if I have to go back for it, fine, with the huge upside of the fact that if Vitreous does have the Thieves Town Big Key, in which we know that he does, you know, you're able to kind of skip the rest of the dungeon. But if he decides to go ahead and make all the checks before going to Vitreous, that's all the time. That's going to be that's a good chunk of time that he's going to be doing.
Yeah. Also, I don't blame Amaranth here for checking these checks in here, though. She doesn't know that her third sword is on Trinex. You know something I just thought of? Smirk might do green pendant turn-in before he does Meyer.
Yeah, at this point, I would not be surprised. I'll tell you one place he does not want to go to. I can tell you this for a fact. He most definitely does not want to go to Desert right side.
No.
I don't think he ever wants to quadruple dip Desert.
Yeah, we already know that right side had nothing up. And there's the GT Big Key again. So Ether was required for both medallion dungeons today. We got Ether like almost right away. And yeah, he's going to turn into green pendant because there's nothing left in eastern area. Ooh, nice soccer strats there, Amaranth. I forget that you can kick the blocks into their spots. Yeah, Spark just did the angry slash at Sarsaparilla there.
See, the one thing that I try to do as a big meme in there that sometimes that I've gotten accomplished once is to actually have a Samaria block in hand after you get the platform. It's toss the block on the other end and hover for about like 2 tiles, just literally for the lulls.
Yeah. Also, there it goes. He's going into Maya.
Yeah, so how he treats Maya here is going to be very, very critical for him. Oh no, he is going to make the quad dip into desert. Oh no.
To be fair to him, he does. This is just a really quick check. It's only going to take him a few seconds. You can't.
Maybe you know what?
You can't really blame him.
Absolutely not. But he might actually just really like hearing this track from Chrono Trigger. By going back into the desert. So never take that into, never lose that into consideration.
I think I just saw the sprite's shoulders sag at those 20 movies. I don't know if sprites can do that, but I'm pretty sure I just saw the sprite do that.
Amrith is going to go ahead and make these 4 quick checks in Laser Bridge, not getting anything of consequence, and then he's going to find out that the last sword's on Trinex and be like, oof.
Yeah, I'm sure she's going to be happy about that. I'm positive she could do Master Sword strats, especially with silvers, but you don't want to have to do that if you don't have to.
By the way, for anybody that does not know, as far as this mode is concerned, this is almost all dungeons, where it's basically your typical all dungeons Keysanity seed, with the exception of Castle Tower is not hard required, unless you need it for Dark World access, or if there is an item on Lumberjack that is needed in order to beat the game. And in this particular mode, it is always a guarantee that the GT Big Key is on pedestal. There does rely on the potential that there are something in GT in order to finish a pendant dungeon, but in this particular seed, there is nothing in GT that either of our runners are going to care, because we already have the GT Big Key. In Amrith's case, we're already in go mode. Just got to beat Trinex, beat Tower of Hera, do the climb, and defeat Ganon.
Yep, and Amarith will also be getting her 3rd sword in just a moment here. Smirk, though, did not do the cutscene, which is a good choice. So he will be going to get the big key of Thieves Town off Vitreous. And there's your 3rd sword, Amarith. Now with that hook shot, Herapot's going to just take her right to the top of Hera. Hera's going to take her like a minute to do. It'll take her longer to get there than it will to complete it.
Already got the mirror ready. Gonna mirror just before we get to the GT here.
Yep. Still need that one last crystal to be able to get in. Amarith, if you just spent like a minute down in the basement, you'd be on Butter Sword. There you go. But like I said earlier, Butter Sword is not worth the small amount of damage extra you get. And there he goes. Trolldorm is down. Usually we have a guessing game today where the GT Big Key is, but that's not necessary in this mode. So get your guesses in chat where what was in what What should the guest be today? There's Smirk's Thieves Town Big Key.
I'd say the only one I could think of is, will Aerith check validation chest?
How about how many teleports Ganon does?
Oh God, too many.
In phase 3. I'm gonna say 10.
Wow, that's brutal and unkind, and I love it.
Yeah, so get your guesses in chat. How many teleports in phase 3 Ganon will do? Aga 2 never gets enough chance to do blue balls, so... Validation can't be a sword, though. We've found all 4 of them. Fried Camel, you're being way too nice. That's true.
All right, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Assuming that Aerith does check the validation chest, get your guesses in what you think it might be.
Okay, I guess we're having 2 guessing games.
Maybe it'll be a 5th sword magically.
My guess is going to be 10 arrows on validation.
Cane of Burna. No, we already have Cane of Burna on Smirk's side. I believe that was in Turtle Rock.
Yep, lava chest.
Oh, what could the trolliest item be still?
Ruby.
Let me think.
We haven't found one of the single rubies yet. It could be there.
You know, I'm not 100% certain if we found this. We might have, but because I don't remember, I'm going to go for a one-off item, which is the 10 bomb pack.
Nope, we found that.
Okay, well, I lose. Nice single cycle there by Amarith on lane mode 2.
Oh yeah. No, I think it's going to be the single ruby on validation of checked. If it's not checked at all, we all win.
No, we all lose.
No, we all win. There is no such thing as a loser. Only winners no matter what.
I think there's enough people in the Speed Gaming chat that can beg to differ that they'll call me a loser.
Well, I haven't beaten you in a race, so...
Don't worry, I'm all washed up. Thanks, Shin. Appreciate that, dude.
Shin, that's not very nice.
Listen, it may not be nice, but it probably is true.
Doesn't mean you say it in chat.
Ah.
And now Smirk is get ready to go climb the tower.
Yes, hover, check it! 20 rupees! Strangely vanilla.
Oh, is that what it is usually?
I believe so.
Ew. That's worse than the single ruby. Smirk, what are you doing?
He's gonna get Mirror Shield from library, because he's a memer.
Wow. The rigged this icon again.
Hey, how many shield haters are there in chat? Well, if you don't like the Mirror Shield, then too bad, Smirk got it.
There's me. I hate the Mirror Shield. I don't like that it blocks the most of the sprite.
Dead Rocks were not playing kind there for Smirk. As Aga 2 does go down for Amherst, all we got left is to defeat the Big Pig. Amherst able to get the 1-1 here, even with the cape. What was that 3, 1?
That looked like
those
2 to
two.
me.
Yeah.
There was 3 now. There's 4.
Those teleports are necessary.
6, 7, 8. Wow.
Strangely close.
Well, we're playing by Price is Right rules. Platinum Sword won. Closest without going over.
There you go, and down goes Gannon.
GG's to Amarith. She will finish with an official racetime.gg time of eventually when the dang bridge opens up. 1:49.49. First place in the restream and 4th place in the race overall.
Yeah, definitely well played by her, especially making the decision to go to Meyer and getting go mode, and just ended up being Smart. Just did, you know, I don't fault him at all. Just ended up doing a lot more checks, but it just ended up being Amarith was able to go mode a lot of the other dungeons, especially Turtle Rock, avoid all the other checks that Smirk ended up doing, and ultimately just added up for her to come from behind and get the victory here on Restream.
Yep. Yep, just waiting on Amarith to come. Yep, welcome Amarith GG's.
Hello.
How about that early game? That early game was just trolly as could be.
It just send us everywhere.
You're not kidding. You are not kidding. Yeah, it was one thing after another. You getting the flippers, thinking that was gonna have something, getting a book, thinking that was gonna have something. Both you and Smirk decided to hard locate Eastern Palace. So you probably didn't feel the greatest about the whole situation, but I was just curious what your thoughts were, especially with the slow early game and how the seed developed. What your thoughts were about the seed.
I mean, the early game obviously felt terrible. It was really kind of just trying to find something to go off of and just like find some sort of lead to progression. But like, you know, once the mid game hit, like everything started to seem to calm down and start making sense. Just follow the items a bit, and except for TR, where the whole game was like screaming, "Go to TR! Here's like 4 TR keys. Here's Fire Rod. Here's Ice Rod. Go to TR." There's nothing really in TR.
Yeah, there was nothing in TR. Well, one thing to keep in mind, the reason why you got all those keys, if you noticed on Laser Bridge, because I know you're looking for a third sword. Lo and behold, of course, the sword was on Trinex, which, by the way, just in case if you're curious, Butter Sword is in her basement.
Oh, nice. That's a fun spot for it.
Yeah, isn't it? So the logic actually wanted you, with all of those TR keys and everything, it wanted you to go to Laser Bridge to get the 6 pot small. So then you can go get the Fire Rod, which is locked by Fire Rod and Ice Rod for that matter, from Pod, to then go ahead and beat Trinex. Because again, the way logic works in Rando is literally the greatest and worst thing at the same time. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, basically it expects you to spend the keys in the dumbest way possible. Is how I explained it.
So, just curious, you're probably going through a little bit of muscle memory. I know that when you got that pod big key from Swamp Palace, you're thinking, hey, perfect, I know where the Eastern Palace big key is. You went and got that, thinking you're going to go to pod. And then as soon as you walked in, you happen to notice, oh no, I don't have any more pod keys. I just didn't know. I mean, the one big thing that I'm going to give you credit for is in a situation like that, and I can speak on behalf of myself, I kind of go in like this, a little bit of a tilt, be like, wow, I kind of made like a little bit of an error and just kind of played bad. But from what I saw on what you're doing, you had a game plan in place. You realized that, hey, you know what? I did not have a small key. I'm going to go ahead and finish Eastern, especially if there was a pod key. Okay, fine, we're not out of the woods here. But as soon as you finished out Eastern, you did not get that pod key. You still had a plan in place. Went right to Meyer. Ended up getting a pod big key or a pod small key from cutscene check, and then eventually finding your go mode Thievestown big key. Big props on that, but I was just curious what your thought process was when you saw, oh crap, I did not have that necessary pod key.
I mean, it was basically that. With a little bit of a side of like when I got to Meyer and going through it, I found the pod small. I was like, okay, technically still my portal is over on Eastern. I don't know if it's faster to just, once I kill Viddy, to die outside and then flute over and just take the portal, or to run through the whole pod hedge maze again. So that was what was going through my entire mind and for the duration of Meyer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, to be honest, it's probably a wash at that point, because even though I believe you're still on green mail, yeah, actually, we knew where one of the mail upgrades were, but even taking the death to the murder dactyl, having to go through the death screen and then going back with all of that, it probably would have ended up being a wash at best.
Yeah.
Again, that's definitely that's a really good heads-up play, just at least to have that in mind, to say, hey, what is the best possible thing for me to be able to efficiently clear this? So, again, like we were saying, both of you guys very, very good, very accomplished runners, and it was a honor to see you guys race here. It was a very good race on all ends. The one big difference that I will say is you going to Misery Mire to get your go mode. Smirk just decided not to go to Misery Mire, even though he had literally everything. Full clear TR, turned in green pendant, full cleared basically everything else, and then just was resorted down to saying, well, it's got to be here in Mire.
Yeah, and a lot of that just comes down to like the whole just do your dungeons and get them over with. And even though Mire is slow, just sometimes that's just where it is. And the game did kind of give us all three Mire smalls, the big key, like here's your fire source that was relatively early in logic-ish, like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As Smirk is going to go ahead and defeat Ganon here, cross the bridge, and finish with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, 14 seconds. Second on Restream, and good for 8th place overall. Get your GGs in for Smirk.
Yeah, with how the seed eventually started playing out, amazing. So many people finished under 2 hours too.
Yeah, it's always a nice thing, even with an all dungeons mode. Even though that you know where the GT big key is, there still holds that possibility that there is something in GT for you to finish a pendant dungeon. But basically, this was about as, I don't want to say straightforward, but it was actually pretty good to see. There was a good route in place to be able to get the pendant dungeons done, have Skullwoods be the last one, pull a GT big key, and kind of go on your way there. So, as we are joined by Smirk JD. GG's, dude.
Suck it, Ed.
Hey,
thank you.
I'm
Thank you for the
GGs.
As if the file name wasn't enough, the fact that you introduced yourself by saying that makes my day. Thank you so much.
I'm glad. So I made a big boo-boo on this seed. I thought that Turtle Rock was a pendant. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get the third pendant before I clear Skull Woods to pull pad. So yeah, otherwise, like, that would have been so nice to just, oh, look, I already get my pendant from Skull. That's my GT big. I go to Mire, clear Mire, get my crystal, and if I still like need something, oh my gosh, ugh.
That's what
When
it
I-
was. Because
when I-
yeah, we were curious.
Yeah, when I saw that crystal fall from Trinex, I was like, what?
So that okay,
was
you know
nuts.
what? So that explains, because I know Nero was questioning as far as once he completed TR, there's like that moment of pause, and you're probably thinking about, hey, what was going on? What did I miss here? And that makes sense there. So yeah, and it's weird because when you think about, like take for example, if you're doing an all dungeons mode and you don't know where the GT big key is, more than likely you're just going to kind of do things in order. You're going to go to Maya, you're going to do this, that, whatever. You're going to ignore PED probably,
Yeah.
especially if you had the book, you'd have been able to read it, and then end off on Turtle Rock and then go right to GT and see what happens. Obviously if the Thieves Town big key, came along the way. But yeah, we were curious. My line of thought, to be honest, was that you probably had enough of dipping Desert Pals, because nothing probably. I'm telling you right now. And I expect to get blamed for this, but the very rare quadruple dip of
Yeah, baby,
Desert
let's
Pals.
go.
I was gonna say it was at least like a triple, right? Like no,
it was
four.
a quadra. It was a quadra dip. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened. So the early game, I was like, oh my god, I god routed this flute and felt great. But then, like, it sucked because, like, I didn't touch the eastern area and that had all the juice. So I was like, oh man. So I kept trying to, like, put it off, like, hoping for it to be just, like, empty. And so I kept going back for, like, little pieces of stuff here and there. So I felt like the early seed actually kind of sucked a little bit. But then I think I got pretty lucky in certain other things, and if I had just checked my map better, I think I could have like reduced it a good chunk of time. Just by like, I mean, when you go moding TR in like a normal seed is not that amazing, but go moding TR in keys is so nice. Like it sucks to do everything when you can like if you could just skip it all, which would have happened if I had just checked my map. And so that's like an extra climb and like all this other stuff. But so that part, the very, very late game felt bad because of that. But that's just me not reading it. Also, GG's Meredith.
Jeez, I think this is the first time I actually officially beat you in a race.
Wait, really? Oh my gosh,
think
woohoo!
so.
Yay! GG's.
Well,
I feel like
fun
you've
one, though.
probably beaten me before in plenty of other races.
Maybe
but
like
if
when
not,
you were new
then...
still, but like I don't think that counts.
Aw. Well, I'm glad. Yay.
Cause like you're really good now.
Aw. Dang. Wait, now? No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Nicely done. Nicely said.
Hey,
By the
everyone
way,
was terrible at some point, right?
Yeah,
very
Yes.
very true.
Yeah, we all
Very
start
true.
off not great.
I'm still terrible.
Well, it's funny because, and listen, I'm not self-promoting here, but I do most of the time a weekly thing called the Mystery Mayhem, where I take double forfeits from the mystery ladder and race against somebody. And I happen to see some of the names that I see double forfeits from, and I look at it and I'm like, why did that person forfeit? The person's good. And sometimes I don't take into consideration that at some point along the line we start from scratch. It's not like we wake up and we're born to be like insanely good, unless your name is Airy, because I'm pretty convinced that he just woke up and just like, hey, you're gonna be given all the gifts of rando.
You just woke up spinning pens and hovering.
Yeah, but I kind of look at it, and again, sometimes I look at it and I don't remember the fact that we all started at some point. But the absolute beauty about this whole rando community is there's so many great people that are willing to help out, that they're going to teach you the game, to teach you some of the tricks, to make you get better, to make it enjoyable. It's not just a game that we play. It literally is, in its own sense, a culture and a close group of friends. And again, it's one of those things that I'm very proud to be a part of. And for anybody that isn't here in the Speed Gaming chat, if you do like what you see and you're interested in playing, please, we'd be more than happy to help you out. There's so many great resources, people, everything involved. I mean, it's literally the best thing that I've decided to get myself into. And I can definitely speak on behalf of Smirk and Amaranth here that, if you ever want to get in, they'd be more than happy to help. And again, very small sidetrack here. One of my first races head to head was against Smirk, and I always love bringing up the story because the first head to head race that I had against somebody was against him. And even though I got the best of him, the kindness, the generosity, the fact that he talked to me afterwards, that we able to develop a friendship, meant the world to me. And it meant that, these people here are fantastic, and I want to continue to be a part of it. And then, lo and behold, come years later, I'm still here. People, sometimes like me, although, people tell me to suck it half
we
the
all
time.
like you.
So,
Well,
but again,
I have my own story. Amaranth was actually one of the first people to greet me in the community. So
Well, there we go.
yeah,
Cool.
So,
we
yeah,
had like the 2 comms and the 2 runners that had early matches with each other.
That's
great.
right. That's right. One thing that I do want to point out, want to give you guys both props on this. We did have a small little game in chat, making sure that you guys both checked the validation chest. So we'd like to both personally thank you for the 20 rupees.
yeah.
I don't know if
Anytime.
anybody necessarily guessed it, but who would imagine something being vanilla there? So
Well, was anybody proud of me grabbing the shield off of
I
Leopard?
called it out. Yeah, Nero's questioning what you're doing, and my response is he's a memer. He's getting that mirror shield.
Hell yeah.
So my question is, why would you ruin the view of the sprite? That's what I said.
It's a shiny gold shield. It matches. Plus, if I were to get red mail on that sprite, is also yellow, which I wasn't gonna get because that was in Desert Palace, and I wasn't gonna, quintuple dip it. But
I'll give you 5 rubies to go quintuple dip it on stream.
Oh yeah, get that mail upgrade.
oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, no, some real quick final thoughts as far as like that early routing is concerned. Yeah, Smirk, basically you holding off just a fraction little bit between going the CAC and doing the early check with the man under the bridge and getting that flute. You were able to pull just a little bit ahead just based on, you going the CAC one time and already having the flute activated and being able to flute around, where Amaranth ended up having to go back and doing that. But but both of you guys ended up checking Zora. Both of you guys ended up doing Eastern Palace last locate. So by the time that you guys got into Dark World, it was not even a minute difference.
Oh wow.
The big then where things kind of took a little turn was, for whatever reason, Smirk, and I'm still trying to figure this out. You taking an out of logic lamp and doing you had the front of Hyrule Castle, which I understand, but getting the powder, which technically is locked behind the Hyrule Castle small key, and thinking to yourself, I'm gonna go check the magic bat.
Yeah, I knew you were a
Does that work
calm.
out
I had
right?
to do it. I had to do it. Just
No,
for
you didn't. No, you didn't have to do it. You chose to do it. and listen. I appreciate it very much, but I'm going to tell you a little secret between you and I. Okay, magic bat is always useless until it actually has something. But a compass to God knows what, Eastern Palace. Yeah.
Yeah, what
Glad
is
that was worthwhile.
what is
Yeah, I thought it was great.
But it really, it kind of worked out in a way where when you guys went to the Dark World, you did do slightly different things. Amaranth was able to go into pod earlier just based on the route that she chose, and it ended up working out. Getting the boots, getting the fire rod. The only thing, and to be honest, I do not blame this decision, but using all the pod keys and checking all the chests and figuring I'll just get a pod key later on, which, by the way, Smirk,
Surely
just in
I will
case you didn't
find
know.
one pod key.
Yeah, you'd think so, yeah. But the one thing, Smirk, just in case if you're curious, the vanilla big key chest and pod was Castle Tower key.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean,
that was the one thing that I wasn't 100% certain if you had in mind if you planned on save scumming that key, because you did skip that chest. You got to the back, I didn't know if you even thought about that, or if you're just like, yeah, you know what, that chest is dead to me. Maybe if I get a 5th pod key, I'll worry about it later.
I honestly was thinking if I got another pod key to go there before like Meyer, way later on. But
Yeah, no, that makes sense there. So, but no, this was ultimately really the big decision was Amaranth ended up going to Meyer, getting the go mode, well, no mode, Thieves Town big keys, so then was able to finish off everything. Where Smirk just, and you nailed on the head. You know, in a keys mode, full clearing Turtle Rock it's a slug. Where Amaranth is able to just blitz right by. Amaranth did make some checks just to see if there was a sword along the way, and then lo and behold, there was one on Trinex. But it was yeah, but it was really, I will say this much, definitely on the Amaranth side, the execution with Master Sword for the longest time was actually really good to see. And especially since you guys were swordless for the longest time.
I know.
It was nearly an hour into the seed you guys got your first sword.
Was it the same first sword? I bet.
Yes.
I bet.
Yes.
Really? It was the Ice Palace? That's great.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
so happy. I'm so happy that that's the case.
I think Amaranth, you were a little over an hour without a sword, but
Hey,
At
sometimes
that
that's just
point,
how seeds go, right?
That's right. At that point, who was counting? Listen. I think, Nero, if I recall, the last time we counted, it was the very late swords as well. So you know, I'm sure I'm gonna get blamed for that too.
I think it was
Yeah.
also a AGA 1 PED seed too last time.
Yeah, of course, I wouldn't expect anything less there. So, but no, again, to both Smirk JD and Amaranth, thank you so much for allowing us to restream. Please, anybody in chat, please feel free to. Actually, not so much feel free. I respectfully request for you guys to follow these great and amazing runners. Again, not only great runners in the community, but absolutely fantastic people to get to know. And I know they very much appreciate it. So again, guys, thank you so much for that. And thank you to Jeff and KYF for doing the tracking and the volunteers and everything. And obviously, big thanks to my co-commentator Nira here. And before I let Nira sign things off for us, I didn't know if you guys had any last thoughts about the seed.
About the seed itself, not
or
too much.
or anything, or if you want to tell me to suck it again, I don't care.
But no, I did want to say thank you again to you guys, as well as comms and the trackers and the restream people involved. So thank you guys so much, and yeah, definitely suck it whenever you get a chance, Ed. Or caress it gently, whatever.
Okay, guys,
Consider it done.
We got to keep it kid friendly.
Have a good rest of your night.
Talking about
everybody.
my mirror shield.
Oh. Yeah, you guys have a good night too. So yeah, I guess with that, with nothing else to add, I guess this is it for the night. So this is Near Light Shine, joined by Mr. Ed, Smirk JD, Amaranth, Jeff Deref, and Kiff, saying good night, guys. See ya.